Nobody 2, directed by Timo Jajanto, kind of butchering that, my bad, is a movie that lacks And if you're into this sort of thing, you'll probably have fun with it, but it definitely missed the mark. Bob Odenkirk is still amazing in this, and he has this cool character, and I personally think that this was on par. The first movie, Nobody, was on par with John Wick stuff, and they should have connected it somehow at some point. But this second outing just doesn't land for me. And it has moments. The fight choreography is still pretty great, except they do more shaky cam, which is annoying. And it definitely feels forced the further into the movie you go. And then the third act is just bonkers. But across this whole story, the tonal shifts and the one-liners and the move away from I'm a man on vacation storyline into an 80s action thriller type storyline just doesn't work. It feels really forced. I could see why these one-liners would be funny, and if I was my 10-year-old self, I think I would have loved this movie and I would have been quoting it all the way home. And so maybe that's just a bias of me being older now, but I definitely felt like none of them were earned. None of the statements of, these characters having these badass moments or these comments to throw on the end of a kill, to be these like Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sylvester Stallone, right? Those action hero moments, they feel like they're not earned. They don't get you to a point. They try, right? Connie Nielsen's character is good at a shooter game at the fair or wherever whatever you want to call those games that are at amusement parks. But those little details, like while they help, they don't get us to that point of her being able to just knock a guy with a dart gun at the end. It's like maybe they do, but in the course of the film, it just felt unearned to me. And you couple that with the premise being good, right? This idea that he's trying to reconnect with his family and that, there's problems and baggage that he's carrying over from his life before, but also his mistakes in the last movie and what that's led to, which all is very interesting. And the first act is great in this film because you get all of these fight scenes that are just really quick and short and down and dirty, and they're pretty great. But then you just drop off a cliff when he starts hanging with his family. Not that I needed all of this, to be completely action-packed, but I did expect there to be a little bit more depth and a little bit more nuance and a little bit more care taken in the same vein as the first film. Because the first film is a very simple movie and doesn't try to overdo itself. This one tried to overdo everything. And I liked Colin Hanks as the foil, and then they just kind of kill him, which they should have killed him way earlier if they were just going to kill him again. It's just like little things like that play through the whole deal. I didn't really appreciate, they didn't use Christopher Lloyd at all. The brother seems ham-fisted in and brings a sword to a gunfight, and then the other guy brings a sword to a gunfight so they can have a sword fight. It's just all those little tropes that just don't make any sense. And in a movie that's kind of grounded in realism, that this one dude just happens to be really good at being a hitman, and I just didn't have as much fun with this as I wanted to. What'd you guys think? You think I'm way off base here? Did you like all the 80s style one-liners? Did you think that the story itself doesn't pull away from, those nuanced family moments? Yeah, just let me know what you think down in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe, and thanks for watching.